really wishing I brought some glitter with me to Venice just so I could make myself look like Natalie Portman does in this film. It was right there on the counter and I didn't pack it. Regretting that. Hey up guys, so continuing my coverage of the 75th Venice Film Festival, I'm going to be talking about the latest film from writer-director Brady Corbet, and it's called Vox Lux. This film follows the character of Celeste, who was one of the victims of a mass shooting at her high school, which is in New Brighton in Staten Island, New York. The film starts in 1999, moments before the bullets start to fly. A young 13-year-old Celeste, who's played by Raffey Cassidy here, who you guys might recognize from The Killing of a Sacred Deer, is shot in the spinal cord, but she manages to survive. Celeste and her sister Eleanor write this song for the memorial of all the students and teachers that lost their lives, and the song unintentionally becomes a massive hit around America as this anthem of love and healing power. This then catapults Celeste to a life of fame and fortune as a young up-and-coming pop star. From New York to Stockholm to LA, Celeste cashes in on what the narrator of this film calls her proverbial something and becomes a bona fide superstar. So that's Act 1. We then flash forward to 2017, where Act 2 begins, and we now follow a grown-up 31-year-old Celeste, who's played by Natalie Portman here, and she is visibly tired, worn out from a reliance on alcohol and drugs. And she also now has a daughter called Albertine, who is roughly the same age as she was when she shot to superstardom. And what's interesting is that Celeste is still a victim. Maybe not of the gun violence, but the trauma is definitely evident in Natalie Portman's sensational performance here. But she is a victim of the cruel nature of celebrity culture and fame. Strangers pester her for selfies, she has absolutely no privacy, and every word that comes out of her mouth is severely scrutinized. This has made her bitter, cynical, lost, confused, and a shell of this sweet, innocent girl that she once was. It's no coincidence that her pop star look that we see towards the end of this film bears a similar resemblance to the shooter at the high school massacre that she survived. The symbolism really does shine through in the last scenes of this film. It's very likely Natalie Portman will be looking at another Best Actress nomination for this, I'm certain of it. And it would be very funny this year if both Lady Gaga and Natalie Portman are in the Best Actress category together, for both playing pop stars. Her New York accent is spot on, doesn't miss a single syllable, and she also succeeds in making you sympathize with her even when Celeste is being a brat. And Raffey Cassidy is also a treasure as the younger version of Celeste, but one of my criticisms of this film is that the accent change from Act 1 to Act 2 of Celeste is quite noticeable. Raffey Cassidy's New York accent is quite soft and gentle, whereas Natalie Portman's is quite broad and thick. It's very noticeable, this change, but you can chalk it up to the passage of time that's occurred between Act 1 and Act 2, that people's accents do change sometimes, but people will notice this when they watch this, that she sounds very different to what she did when she was a teenager. One of my other negatives about this film is that Corbet decided to reveal towards the end of this film, through the narrator, that when Celeste was shot in the spine, where she was sort of in limbo between life and death, she made a deal with the devil. This revelation just felt a bit hammy to me. I didn't think it was necessary. I was enjoying interpreting Vox Lux as an examination of post-traumatic stress disorder, as well as the price of fame. But this third act revelation that Celeste made a deal with the devil to survive and have a successful music career just sort of undercut everything clever this film had to say. It just felt a little bit cheap and a little bit cliche to me. And my final criticism of this film is that some of the sound mixing wasn't particularly great towards the end during Celeste's concert. I couldn't always make out what some of the lyrics were in her songs. It just all sounded like noise. Sound like my dad now. Oh, back in my day, music, you could hear the lyrics. I'm becoming an old man a lot faster than I would like. So to sum up guys, I still very much enjoyed Vox Lux. I found it very engaging and it felt very timely, what with the terrorist attacks that happened at the Ariana Grande concert in Manchester just over a year ago. It has some very insightful ideas about fame and celebrity culture and post-traumatic stress, as well as gun violence in schools. But there were times where I was watching this where I thought Brady Corbet's message was a little bit muddled and I wasn't quite sure what he was going for. But Natalie Portman is fiercely good in this, so is Raffey Cassidy, and Jude makes for a very good sleazy music mogul. And the music works very well in this. It's mostly very manufactured, naughty pop songs, but that's exactly what the film is going for anyway, so it works perfectly to the film's devices. And they're written by Sia, so you know they're good. Let's ask those 3 questions. Would I watch this again? Yeah, I'm definitely going to give this another watch at some point, just because I love Natalie Portman and she is terrific in this. Would I recommend it for you guys? I would say yes. Sometimes the message can get a little bit lost, but there are some excellent performances here, particularly Natalie Portman. And it moves at a good pace, it is engaging, and it's quite topical as well, considering the climate on gun policies and stuff, as well as this obsession with fame and status and celebrity culture. So yeah, I'd say give this one a watch. And what score am I going to give it out of 10? I'm going to give Vox Lux a score of 7 out of 10. Okay, that's my review of Vox Lux done. Ooh, that's fun to say. Vox Lux done, Vox Lux done. Woo. Are you guys excited to see this film? Are you going to go see it? And if you guys have seen it, be sure to let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. And my quick question for you guys today is, what is your favourite Natalie Portman performance? Whatever you think, be sure to jot it down in the comment section below. Get involved in the discussion. If you guys do like this content, don't forget to click that subscribe button. And if you want to add me on Twitter, Instagram, or Stardust, all that information is in the description link below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.